Hey, it's Kaya. I am with LifeRx to tell you a few things, some simple tips that I learned the first time I went on a GLP-1, and that's why I'm on it again because it worked well, but I did not use it the way that I should have. I used it as kind of a get skinny quick scheme, and that's not what it is. This time I'm using it to actually turn my life and my behavior around, which is what you should be doing. I mean, it's okay if you're going to be on it long term, but that's not my goal. My goal is to be on it for however long it takes to reach my goal weight, but I also want to maintain my goal weight, right? So, some things that I did wrong where I went from one extreme to another extreme, and it's just not sustainable when you want to either lower your dose or when you want to get off of a GLP-1 completely, and that's how you gain the weight back, right? So here are a few tips, honestly, and it's food related tips, which is the reason that I'm back on it, is because I went from eating pretty unhealthily to being a health nut, and that is not something that is sustainable for me, especially in the amount of time that I did that. I went from eating chips and cookies and candy and all this unhealthy junk food to eating salads with like no chicken in it, just because I thought that like that's what I was supposed to do. What you should do is not go from one extreme to another extreme, is that you should kind of sneak your healthy stuff in there and wean yourself off of whatever your unhealthy diet is, right? For example, I usually would have like a Coke or a Sprite or a Fanta. I'm just drinking some sparkling water. Some people will just be like, oh, you need to just completely cut something out. But instead of cutting something that you really like out, this is what I suggest: cut down or find an alternative. I found an alternative to my Fanta, my Coca-Cola, whatever it is. I drink sparkling water now. It's just like little things that you can change that will help you. I find that finding an alternative is better for me. Also, portion size, cutting that down is better for me also, instead of like denying myself what I want. So, for example, I want some spaghetti, but I know that obviously white plain flour pasta isn't really going to be like the best way to go. A full serving of it at least isn't going to be the best way to go. So either I will have maybe half of the serving that I usually get, or what I like to do is get alternatives. So some people use protein pasta. That's amazing because protein is going to help you feel full longer. And I also found some carb smart pasta. Some people use different things like zucchini noodles. So you essentially are going to eat spaghetti, but you're just using alternatives for it. When it comes to sodas, I'm using sparkling water instead of soda, instead of completely cutting it out. And then one day, hopefully, I'll be able to just cut it down to water and have much, much less sparkling water. When it comes to like food, instead of eating like a bunch of fried food, like fried fish, fried chicken, I mean, like fatty steak, find leaner cuts. Eat chicken breasts, eat grilled chicken. So prepare these things alternatively. Instead of eating a lot of ground beef, try some ground turkey. I mean, you can season it to pretty much taste the same. If you need ice cream, instead of doing ice cream, get some frozen Greek yogurt and put whatever you want in there that's not too sugary. If you need chips are a big one. Chips are really addicting. Instead of chips, maybe you can just eat some popcorn. Or eventually, when you get on the healthier and healthier side, you go from chips to popcorn to maybe some lightly salted nuts instead. There are just little things that you can do to help yourself wean yourself off of unhealthy foods, instead of going from eating what you're eating to cutting them out completely, because that is a way to set yourself up for failure. Instead of setting yourself up for failure, change your habits slowly but surely. You're on your own time. You need to just make healthier food choices: ground turkey, grilled chicken breasts, nuts instead of chips, Greek yogurt instead of ice cream. There are so many different alternatives. And if you really feel like you need that junk food to feel satisfied, which with the GLP-1, it really curbs my need, and it actually kind of makes me feel a little bit more nauseous when I'm eating something greasy or unhealthy or super salty. But if you feel like you really need that fast food, maybe get the kids meal instead of the adult meal. You'll see that cutting these portion sizes and making these alternatives will help out a lot more.